Well, hello there, welcome back to the channel. I hope you've had a good start to the week. So this is how I start Monday mornings, by changing the sheets, and of course Henry gets in the way. I'm all ready to finish off, but Henry's decided to sit on the duvet until he's ready to move. Cats. Time to try the Oreo gingerbread flavour biscuits. So it's kind of odd to see this colour biscuit from Oreo because you're so used to seeing the black and white Oreo biscuits. If you open them, they have a vanilla cream filling, which is very delightful. And as a gingerbread biscuit, they're quite good. They're not too strong. Sometimes gingerbread biscuits can kind of catch in your throat. They can be quite acrid almost, but these are very nice. And for some reason I decided to make coffee to dunk a biscuit in. I prefer tea, but it worked really well. So as a biscuit to have in your cupboard to offer people over Christmas, I would say these are a good choice. A nice, delicate ginger flavour to the gingerbread, and they have gingerbread men on them. They're so cute. Walking back from my mum's in the autumn leaves, and when I returned I went into Violet's room and I realised one of her cactus plants has flowered. It looks kind of like a dandelion, but I always feel like winning at life if a cactus of any type flowers. It's always good to see. I've mentioned it many times, and it was time to try the Fray Bentos macaroni cheese pie. So these are what they look like when you open them. They don't look great. They look oily and unappetising, but let's get it in the oven, get it cooked. And they come out like this. The pastry is crispy and flaky and it looks fantastic. We used to eat these quite a lot growing up in the 70s and 80s, and I always loved a Fray Bentos pie. And there is a certain part of the pie that you will either love or hate. Everyone I know who has these pies loves it, and that is the pastry underneath the pastry lid is always kind of gooey and stringy. It's kind of soft and chewy, and yeah, I'm sure some people hate that, but I always loved it, particularly on a meaty pie. It was really good. And that's what I mean there. So it doesn't look great, but it's part of the charm of a Fray Bentos pie. So, I kind of regretted having a look under the lid there, because that does not look appetising at all. But I'm going to try it anyway. And that's quite a generous portion I was trying to put on the plate there. Yeah, that macaroni cheese underneath does not look nice, but I'm going to give it a go and let you know what I think. Yeah, no, this is a no from me. It's not good. I don't like to badmouth products. This is just my opinion. This is not nice. I don't know why the macaroni cheese is some kind of brown colour. It's just odd. The taste is not great. The pastry is fabulous on top. But no, if you wanted to make a macaroni cheese pie, it'd be so much easier to do yourself. Just make the macaroni cheese, get some puff pastry, stick it on the top, and voila. But this is not worth the money, so I would never buy this again. It's the most horrible thing. So I've cleaned it out, I chucked out the macaroni part, and I put the pastry outside for the birds, but definitely not going to get this again. What a disappointment. And then another disappointment, I put the pastry out for the birds, and look, Tiger is out there eating the pastry. This cat has literally no standards. He just had a nice piece of ham and then he's gone to eat this pastry. He's not even hungry. Cats. So clearly inspired, I made my own macaroni cheese later in the week. So there it is, ready to go in the oven. And there it is cooked. If I put puff pastry on it, I'd have macaroni cheese pie. I'm very glad I didn't fall for this gimmick. I love Monster Munch crisps, but mayonnaise with pickled onion flavour Monster Munch, I don't think so. I'm not going to get that, no. So I've mentioned my ready to roast potatoes that I put in the freezer, and I've been asked how I make them, so I thought I'd just show you. It's very easy, just prep your potatoes as you would normally. Peel, we all know how to peel potatoes, and parboil. We all know what parboil means. It's just cooking them until they're tender, around about 15 to 20 minutes. I left mine in too long, by the way. Then I will fluff up the outside and coat in oil and seasoning, and as long as you coat every part of the potato with oil, you won't get any discoloration, as you can see here. And if you do get discoloration, it's not the end of the world. It's just the air reacts into the outside of the potato, so it's fine. But just coat them with oil, coat and coat and coat. Just turn them and cover them and they'll be fine. Open freeze, I've just shown you how to do that. And then when they're frozen, bag them up. I was going to do one big bag, but I've put them into 2 bags. So in the freezer I have the potatoes that I did the other week, and I've also got some parsnips done in exactly the same way. So I'm just adding these 2 bags of potatoes, and to cook all you do is get a baking sheet, put them on there. I add a small amount of extra oil and then just put them in the oven until they're hot and they're golden brown. So easy and such a time saver. And also, in the spirit of organising myself, I've bought some cling film and baking parchment. These are large boxes that I got from Amazon. The cling film was £8.91, the baking parchment was £11.49, and these will last me a couple of years. You get quite a lot for your money, so that's why I like to buy it this way. I've still got the one that I bought in August. There is still plenty left, so yeah, I don't have to buy this stuff for such a long time. It feels good to be organised with such things as this. And I paid £12.99 for that cling film actually in August, so this one was cheaper. Not all purchases have been sensible. I have treated myself to a belated birthday present. So I've got this from Dior. This is a refreshing water balancing hydration. I'm using it as a skin tone. I'm not sure if that's completely right, but you can read about it there. Someone liked the big box, and it's been shaken up in transit, so I'll show you that when it settles, but you have to shake it up before you use it. And the reason I wanted to buy something for myself is because I knew I was going to get a birthday gift from Dior. They're quite good, they're quite generous with their samples. They do like to put this one in at the moment. I'm not a fan. I like Miss Dior L'Original, that's the one that I like. So this is the birthday gift. Let's open it up, and it's a lipstick holder and a full-size lipstick. I thought it was going to be a small lipstick, but that's a full-size one. And even better, it's in a shade that I buy anyway, number 720. I normally buy it in a matte, but they've sent it to me in a satin, and it makes the colour look kind of different, which is good. The name of it is Icon, I'm not sure how you say that, but number 720. So that's a really nice gift. I appreciate that. And there it is in the lipstick holder. I'm not sure I'll use it, but always nice to get a freebie. And there you can see it's starting to settle, so it separates. In town, we have a portal. I predict this won't last very long. It was all boarded off, so I couldn't get a close-up picture of it. I was in town to go to the hairdressers and get a haircut. And then we went to do the weekly shop. And today I have some reduced price flowers to show you. This hasn't happened for a long time. £2.50 for these yellow roses, which were in good condition. And these red roses and berries were half price. and a full price bunch there. Tomatoes, first time I've needed to buy tomatoes for quite some time, and some lettuce that's reduced, and this shampoo for Violet to take back to university with her, and Monster. Violet likes Monster and they were reduced, so I got those. Green beans. And this pasta, this is really nice. I look at this a lot and I don't buy it, but it was reduced, and so I had it for lunch. I wish I had some basil leaves put on the top there, but I didn't. Absolutely yummy. And some eggs. Good saving, they weren't out of date. But yes, I really like this pasta, and you can freeze it too. Would I pay full price for it? No, but if I see it again and it's reduced, I would definitely get it. Got some of their pesto, another pumpkin. No reduced salads this week, so I got Caesar salad and more of the pumpkin-shaped crumpets. And a new product, and this is delicious. 10 out of 10 for this cake. So my cake stand is a bit sad at the moment, so now it's got cake and Tonic's tea cakes. I looked out for this Halloween sushi, if you will, and it's really good. Comes with a spicy sauce. So in town, obviously I had to go to Marks and Spencer to get more of this chocolate, and I also went to WH Smith, which has rebranded to TG Jones for some reason, and got Bill's diary for next year. I always get him that for Christmas and he has it early. And of course I had to go to TK Maxx, and I got this dish. I think this is lovely. Not too Christmassy. I'm going to call it a winter decorated dish. And you can see by the chocolate bar how small it is. And also this one. That's lovely. $4.99 and $5.99. I cannot resist a pretty dish. And I did buy myself another belated birthday gift. I'm not sorry for it. I'm calling this Christmas prep. I like a red lipstick in the winter months, and I'm always looking for the perfect red. And I hope that I found it with this one, number 964. I think it's called Ambitious. It's kind of a dark pinky red. It's not too bright. I don't like an orangey red. I like a bit of depth of colour. On the swatch there, you can see if you layer it up a bit, you get quite a good deep colour. So yes, that's a nice Christmas red. This is one of the Delicious magazines that I've held on to. I have a few, and I'm so glad that I do, because I found out this week that Delicious magazine is no more. Never again will I be able to treat myself to a copy. I can't believe it. I knew that they seemed to be late getting the latest edition out, and so I googled and found out it's gone. It's no more. It's so sad. I'm so sad about this, but we live in tough times, don't we? So thank you, Delicious magazine, for being so good. I'm sad I won't get to get you again. Well, that's it. Thank you for watching. I'll see you again soon. Have a good week.